Once more, with feeling. Little sip of the Joe. Fo-yo. That's for the sync purposes. I don't know if you know that. I don't know if you're one of them techie boys, but that's for syncing. Syncing. It's not that sinking feeling that you feel every morning. It's actually for syncing the audio and the video. Wow, off to a great start. Amazing. It is hot as balls in here. Just thought you'd want to know. Also, didn't really check to see if the video lined up at all. That's on me though. So if it's cutting off the top of my head, it's probably better for you because I look like trash. So hey, I'm pretty sure it isn't though. Whatever. We're gonna figure that out later. Those are technical things that I don't need to bother the people with. The people don't want technical things. Maybe they do. I don't know. I haven't gotten any feedback yet. I haven't posted any of these yet. That's why. I'm going to batch drop these. I'm going to drop these as a batch. 3 or 4 of them. Just drop them. Drop them like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot, as they say. As they say. Ooh, look at that. I could lower myself in my seat here. Get ready to go. I hope everybody's having a good week already so far. It's Monday, everybody. Recording this on Monday. It is Monday, and yeah, I don't have a typical job sitch right now, so this is really all I'm doing. So my Monday's going pretty good. How about you? Catch you outside. We'll catch you inside because you probably at an office or something. How about that? I'm inside though too. I'm just in my house. ASMR. 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 Ooh, ASMR. It's really... Okay, I gotta stop. I gotta stop. Because there's something else going on the audio, and I cannot deal with that being there right now. Oh! Technical difficulties. Yeah, sorry. All right, so I had to pause that for a second because something was like crazy playing in the headphones. I might have to cut that out. I don't know. We're going to figure that out. I might just leave it live. Sorry. This is just what this is. You get to see behind the scenes. You get to see what I'm doing as I'm doing it, when I'm doing it, because that is what this is. That is what this is. It's just creating on the fly and very little editing because that takes a lot of time that I don't have. Yeah, so I had to get up. There was some weird thing happen playing in my headphones that you guys won't hear because I'd already deleted it. But you know, man, that's the way this goes. That's the way that this world goes sometimes. Things happen that you don't expect. Things happen that you don't expect, and you just got to roll with them, dude. You got to roll. You got to stop, drop, and roll. I don't know. I feel like that's a pretty effective way to get fire off of you. Stop, drop, and roll. I feel like that still holds up. There's so many things in this life that we learned as kids that aren't really a thing anymore. Like safety things that you're not supposed to do anymore. Right now I'm blinking, but I feel like that one still probably holds up. I feel like stop, drop, and roll still holds up because like that's just gonna smother the fire that's on you, you know. But also it could, if you stop, drop, and drop it like it's hot, you could set some fires. So it's very important the roll or the if you drop it like it's hot instead of rolling, you could start a fire. That's all I'm trying to say. And you got to be careful with that. We're on my second cup of coffee. And since I'm in the podcast world, of course I'm taking Joe Rogan supplements. Of course. If he has a podcast, he's probably taking Joe Rogan supplements. He's probably into On It. I'm just saying. Anyway, I took some Alpha Brain. This is my second cup of coffee. I already had another cup of coffee this morning. So I'm freaking jiving, dude. I'm flying. I'm like sweating, and it's probably just from pure caffeine overdose. But you know, I don't think you could die from caffeine overdose. So I'm just gonna ride that wave. We're gonna see what happens. And I don't advocate drugs, but I'm doing caffeine this morning. We're just mainlining caffeine. So there's that. And yeah, so back to Mondays. I'm actually really stoked right now. I'm stoked that this is my gig on a Monday and that I get to just sit around and screw around on a Monday. And that's pretty sick. I don't know what to say about it. I'm really lucky, dude. I'm really blessed. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention is that we're doing this in the daytime. This is Monday morning. Usually I do a evening podcast, a little bit more subdued and in the evening, and I have lights, but typically it's in the evening, not in the morning. But I'm doing it in the morning this time because I just wanted to get my thoughts fresh out of the oven. You know what I mean? And yeah, man. So anyways, we're rolling. We're rolling on Monday morning. I still got my little candle going. It smells like tobacco and ebony wood. It's weird because like when people smoke cigarettes, you're like, at least most people, they're like, oh God. Like when they come up and they hug you or whatever, it's like, ooh, you smell like you stink. But they sell so many candles that are scented tobacco, which is weird. So I don't know if that's more on cigarettes or if it's because there's chemicals in that stuff or if it's like tobacco is one of those fake scents. Like they make stuff that smells like stuff that you know in your mind, like that is that, but it's not that. So like okay, this is a perfect example. So like when you have like a lollipop and it's strawberry flavored, you know it's strawberry flavored. You see the color, you taste it, you're like, yeah, that's strawberry flavored. But does that actually taste like a real strawberry? Not even a little bit. Not even the slightest bit does it actually taste like strawberry. Same with watermelon. Watermelon candy, nothing like actual watermelon. It tastes nothing like it. Most stuff. And that's what I'm saying with like fake scents and real life scents. Like I like tobacco smelling candles, but in real life, I don't like the smell of cigarettes. So what is that? It's like this alternate universe that we're living in. I don't know, man. I just call it like I see it. I'm just pulling you out of the matrix. That's all I'm doing. I'm just here to be your Neo, baby. Let me be your Neo, baby. Da, da, da. Let me be your Neo, baby. Bow, bow, bow. Musical breakdown. Yeah, man. I don't know. That's kind of weird though, because I like those smells. I like whatever, but I also just got into candles. I don't know. I don't even know if I mentioned this before, but it's true. I like candles now, which is super weird. I never thought I'd be that person. I don't really care. I used to not be a big ambiance person. Like, oh, I don't need to get in the mood for anything. Like I'm either in it or I'm not in it in that mood. And there's not a whole lot that's going to get me there. I either just want to do that thing or I don't want to do that thing. And, yeah, I don't know. Lately, I've been into it. I've been into like, I need the right lights to work. I need a candle to make me feel like I'm ready for, that sounds like super sexual, but just ready for life. Like just, like, I don't know, working. I do a lot of creative stuff. So it's like, if I'm creating, like I want the room to smell good. I want the lights to be right. I want, my headspace has got to be right. And I used to just sit down and just, I'm going to work. I'm just going to muscle through it. And now I'm not like that. I don't know. It just is what it is. I can't explain it. Now I don't know if it's with old age. I need more to make it happen or what. But wow, that still sounds sexual. That was not my intent at all. But hey, that's what she said. yeah, man, I don't know. I wanted to check in on a couple things. Man, if you hear me sniffling a lot today, it's because I'm still feeling a little sick. I can't tell if it's allergies because I'm in Southern California, so it's like basically we're already in spring in February. It's already hot as hell outside, so I don't know what this is, but I don't think I'm sick because I don't feel that run down. I just have like the sniffles and this stuff in my throat. So excuse me. So I might be doing a lot of that today. So this is the Clear Your Throat podcast. I hope you're ready. It's one more thing in my throat podcast. That's what this. That sounds bad too. Damn, that's what she said. Anyway, this is not. Wow, this took a turn today, and this is not my intent, but nice. This is the Hakalugi podcast. Anyways, yeah, man. I don't know. So I just wanted to check in on a few things. I wrote some ideas down that I was just gonna talk about, but on the production phone. Thank you, Mima. Mima is my grandma. If you don't know. She upgraded her phone and gave me her old one. And now I use it for production. Anyways, keep counting on those anyways, guys. Keep count on how many times I say anyways this podcast because it seems to be my catchphrase. So yeah, I'm a little weird, but I'm still living, dude. I'm still loving 2020. 2020's been good to me so far still. Everything's been great. I hope it's great for you. Things have been chilling. I've been doing this thing this year when my girlfriend was like, "Hey, let's do some New Year's resolutions, let's talk about what we want to do this year and all that stuff." And I don't know, sometimes I'm about those and sometimes I'm not. It just stresses me out. I think it's cuz like my birthday's around November and then not around November, it's in November. I don't know why. Anyway, my birthday's in November and then it's just like then you got the New Year's and it's just like too much like new beginnings at once for me, so I get real stressed out. And so I was like, I don't want to do that. That was exactly what I said to her when she was like, "Hey, let's think about New Year's resolutions." I was like, that's what I did. That's what I said. I did that right in her face, just right in her face. I grabbed her face and I said, no, yeah. So I didn't do that, but what I did do is like, all right, I don't want to like, I don't know. New Year's resolutions to me, it's like you never keep them. It's just a statistical fact that most people don't keep the New Year's resolutions. And if you're one of those who does, then good for you, man. I don't know what to say about it. Like, good for you. I'm glad you do, but like most people don't. And I'm one of the most, I think. I don't know. I'm pretty determined. The thing is like I'm pretty determined in my life. Like if I say I'm going to do something like this podcast, I'm going to do it. But it's just because I don't like to go into things lightly. So like if I said I'm gonna do it, it's because I've already thought about it for 4.5 years in my mind, said nothing to anybody because I'm a weirdo. And then finally when I said it out loud, I was like, for sure I'm doing this. For freaking sure. And they're like, okay, that came out of nowhere. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I live inside here, up in this noggin, and it's like I torture myself on something. And then finally when I'm like, fuck, all right, I gotta do it. I do it. Anyways, so I'm not really a New Year's resolution guy typically, but this year I thought there was something cool that I could do. It's kind of like I'm totally ripping this from somebody, so I'll give him credit, but Matt Diavilla, I think. Sorry if I said your name wrong, dude, and you ever hear this or see this, which you probably won't, but if you do, then sorry. He was like, hey, like when he started his YouTube channel, he was like, hey man, I'm gonna do these 30-day challenges and document my process and blah 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 blah. And it's like for like a self-growth thing, he's gonna do 30-day challenges and each one he's gonna document, and he put it on his YouTube channel for content, and he blew up because of a lot of that stuff. I mean, he does a lot of other stuff too that's really dope, but like that was a thing that really got him started, and I think helped him make content and like was really cool for him for a minute, and people really like seeing like, wow, what is it really like doing this for 30 days? And he did a really good job documenting that. He's a good storyteller. So Matt Diavilla, if you don't know who he is, go check him out. He's kind of killing it on YouTube. But anyways, I really like him. I thought he was cool. I like his message. I like who he is. I like his channel and whatever. And so I was thinking about it, and I came across his stuff again right when I was thinking about New Year's resolutions. So I was like, all right, man, let's maybe do that. let's do, instead of one big or several big New Year's resolutions that go over the whole year that I probably won't keep because it's too much pressure. I just was like, all right, let's do one thing a month. And like, you know how they say like it takes like a month or 21 days or something like that to like create a habit. I was like, all right, let's do one thing a month like this Matt Davila guy. And I won't document it properly because I'm terrible at creating content. But I'm just kidding. But no, I wouldn't really document it in a proper way because, or at least the way that he did it, because I don't want to copy him. That's not really my intent here. I just wanted to do some self improvement, and but I wanted to do it in a way that felt manageable and in a way that I didn't feel overwhelmed by it and something that I would actually stick to. So I decided, all right, every 30 days I will do a new challenge. And what I did was around New Year's, I just wrote down like almost 12 things. I think I only wrote down like 10, but now I think I'm up to 12 things. I wrote down 12 things that I wanted to do this year, or at least try out. Something I wanted to taste, you know, like something I wanted to taste of to see if it's something that I enjoy. And so I did that. And this first one in January, I'm kind of like obviously really late because this is almost the end of February now when I'm making this / probably posting this. So I'm a little late on the upkeep. But the two things that I've been doing, so I'll go over January right now, and then maybe I'll go over February in a little bit. But in January, what I did, which was sick, was I wow. So I didn't stream anything for January. I just decided to myself, I was like, I don't want to stream anything at all. No Netflix, no Hulu, no just none of that stuff. Like none of like TV or whatever. I felt like lately, especially at the end of the year and stuff like that. I love. Let me back it up. I love TV. I love movies. I love streaming because I love storytelling and I love that stuff. So it's like to me, I was like, I just want to like whatever. I want to get in there and I want to like watch stuff and but I get hooked on that stuff. And then I'm like, I sit there and I am the guy who finishes a season in a day, even if he has a full-time job, because all I do is freaking, I go home and I play it and like I'm freaking addicted. So I can get really into that stuff almost too bad. So I was just like, you know what? I need a break. I need just a break from this right now, and it'll help me get a lot of stuff done, get this stuff ready, get all these things I'm trying to create ready by having more time, right? That's what I was thinking. I didn't know if it was going to be true or not, but because I didn't really know how much I was streaming at the time. I wasn't logging it. So at the time, whatever. So anyways, I stopped for the month of January. That's the long and the short of it. The long and the short of it is I stopped streaming for the month of January. And honestly, dude, it was great. Like I thought it was going to be hella hard, and there was times where it was because like let me preface this with like this. So I personally said I'm not going to turn anything on the TV. I'm not going to stream anything. That's me. I'm not going to stream anything for myself. But I'm not an ass. So like if I walked in the room and somebody else was streaming something, I'm not gonna be like, turn that off, hey, my eyes. So obviously like there was times where like I caught some TV or a show or something here and there, but I intentionally didn't turn it on. Sometimes I was at my girlfriend's house and she was playing something or whatever, and we had a running joke where she would say, oh, put something on TV. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that, but if you want to. So there was times where like I did catch something here and there, but like I said, I intentionally didn't do anything like that. And man, dude, I felt really great. I felt really great. Like I felt like I got so much more done. I actually was like reading books, which was crazy. Like I don't really read books. I do audiobooks sometimes and stuff. And so I did audiobooks for like a minute. Like I wouldn't just sit around the house and listen to it, but sometimes if I was driving, I'd do audiobooks still. But yeah, when I was home, I actually like read a paper book, which is super crazy. I'm still kind of figuring my way through it, but War on Art, I'm reading that right now, which is cool. Really cool book. So stuff like that. Like I found myself doing stuff that like I typically wouldn't do because I was filling the time that I would use for. It seems obvious when you say it, but like filling the time that I would use for streaming with that stuff. So I thought that was cool. That was kind of cool. I got like a lot more done. I cranked out some of these podcasts during that time. I cranked out like just like a whole plan for how I want to release some music coming up. Um, just I felt like I was more present, in a lot of ways too, which is kind of cool. Um, I definitely missed it, and I feel like the thing is like my intent when I did it was like I didn't want to like cut it out of my life completely. Like I didn't want to not stream anymore because obviously, why? Like I love TV. I love creations. I love acting. I love the stuff that they make and stuff. And so I liked consuming the content, but it got to a point where like I felt like it was consuming me. So it's cool. Like I felt like way more intentional about like when I started streaming again this month. Um, I felt way more intentional about it, and I felt like when I was doing it, like now I only have one show. I don't know if that makes sense, but like you have like 16 different shows that you're watching at one time, and like, oh, I gotta catch up on this one. I gotta do this. Gotta. Like I don't feel like I have to anymore. Like I have one show that I'm watching right now, and I'm kind of just like thumbing my way through it, and like I watch one or two a night, and they're like 20-minute episodes, so I'm not watching like 2 hours, but I watch a couple a night, and that's it. I did notice that um like when I was not doing it, I also noticed that like the negative I should say is like it kind of threw my routine off because I will say that the one thing that was hard for me is that I use streaming for a lot of the times is to decompress. Like I I have a tendency from my dad, like I'm a workaholic. So like if cuz my dad works really hard, he's got a good work ethic and stuff like that. I didn't mean it in a bad way, but like and my mom too, but I noticed that in my dad a lot because he supports our house and stuff like that. My mom too, but um anyway, so like whatever. I'm just saying like I have that tendency where it's like I will just keep working and keep going and I won't disconnect and stop. So I noticed that like without that, I would just sit around sometimes. I'd be like, I gotta go get more done. I gotta go get more done. I gotta get more done, which is cool for productivity. Like I got a lot more stuff done, but like at the same time, I felt like, man, I can't disconnect. Like I just can't like turn my brain off and relax and enjoy something. So I would say that was a negative. In this long list of positives, that was a negative. I felt like I didn't have the thing that I used typically to decompress. I had to find other stuff to do that, like reading a book or going and doing other stuff. And um, so yeah, so I felt like my evening routine was a little bit off. Like when I would try to go to bed, I'd be like, man, I'm just sitting here thinking about work because I don't have anything to like just do before bed. So anyway, I don't know, man. I just wanted to like recap that. Usually I try to do this as like a funny thing, but one of the things I wanted to do this specific episode was just kind of recap that. I think I might do that um, like once a month. I'll like talk about that as I finish each one. I don't know. But this one was I thought it was really cool, and I think what I'm gonna do try and move forward. What I've done mostly this month is I've just been like kind of logging or just at least being mindful. Like I have this log of like some habits that I'm trying to create, and so I mark each day like what I'm doing, and I try not to overwhelm myself with that. There's only like five or six different things, and some of them are simple as like drinking water. So uh, I just have these habits I'm trying to create, and I kind of log it every day. Like, oh, did I do that today? And one of the things I actually put on my list because I thought it was like really beneficial from last month was how many hours are you streaming a day? Or like how long are you streaming a day? How long did you stream today? And it really makes me look back and go, damn, dude, I got hooked on whatever, and I watched like 4 or 5 episodes of Peaky Blinders or whatever. And dude, Peaky Blinders, nuts. That's part of the reason why I had to do this like cleanse, I guess you call it, because like, man, dude, Peaky Blinders was part of the problem. Let's just say that real quick. Peaky Blinders, part of the problem. I was addicted. Anyway, so so anyways, man, I don't know. I just felt like it was really cool, and now this new thing in my practice in my life is basically to just sit down and and each night part of what I do is I go like, okay, how many hours did you stream today? Or every morning. I think I kind of do it more every morning. I usually forget in the night, and I just in the morning I write what I did the day before. And excuse me, because of that. Anyways, I've been writing down. Excuse me, woo, burpy boy. Um, yeah. So I've been writing down how many hours I stream a day, and I think it really helps me. And I just wanted to put that out there. Usually I do funny stuff on this thing, but I just wanted to put that out there. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really beneficial. And I don't know, maybe you find that interesting, maybe you don't. But I did 30 days of that, and I felt like it was really cool, and I felt like it really helped my mental state, and it helped me like get more done, and also I don't know, just a little bit of everything, man. I don't know what else to say about it other than a little bit of everything. Ooh, child, Things are gonna get easier. Now for the musical breakdown. Yeah, man. So, wow. This podcast is all over the map today. I got to stand up because I don't know where this, damn, where'd I put the production phone, my dudes? Where'd I put the production phone? Anyway, whatever. I don't need the production phone. So I did no streaming. That was cool. Yeah, that was cool. I put it in my pants, dude. I'm wild. Anyways, so I did no streaming. Wow, this is kind of. Anyway, I can't promise you I'm gonna be funny every day, guys. I can't promise you every time I do this thing I'm gonna be funny, but I will say I'm trying my hardest. The other thing I wrote down. So let's just get back into other life observations here. Life observations with RENE Marino. You ever notice like? This is something that I find really true in my life, and I don't know if it's really true or if I'm full of it, and maybe you could tell me or whatever, but dude, I feel like the guy with the most keys kind of trustworthy. You know? Like I don't know what that is, but if you have a lot of keys, like if you're one of those guys who has like a little carabiner on your freaking on your belt or whatever, and you got a lot of keys, you like just like a cat is just looking at you like, "Oh my god, I want to get that." I feel like you're trustworthy, dude. I feel like I could trust you. And I don't know if that's like a subconscious thing or what, but I thought about that the other day and I was like, if you got a lot of keys, that means a lot of people trust you with their stuff. Or you got a lot of stuff locked up and you're paranoid. I don't know. Maybe you're paranoid. Maybe you got so many keys because you have locks on everything because you're like, dude, somebody stole them from me one time and it's never happening again. And I don't know what else to say about it. But, or maybe you're super trustworthy. Maybe people give you a bunch of keys like, hey, man, here's the key to the whatever. Here's the key to my heart. No, here's the key to, the back room. Or here's the key to the closet where I keep all my shit. Here's, I don't know. I just feel like that's a sign of trustworthiness. And so whenever I see a guy with a lot of keys, I've almost always been proven right that guy, you could trust him. Almost always. And so I was thinking to myself, though, like, if that's real, if that's like a real psychological thing that other people feel, which please tell me if you feel that way, because I feel that way. If that's a real thing, then dude, like, I should just buy a bunch of keys and just have them hanging all off me. Like, just just go to Home Depot. Don't even get them like keyed for anything. Like, just like a bunch of those keys, like 50-cent keys, just buy like as many of them as I can and put them on a carabiner, and people will trust me with whatever it is. So the thing is that like the terrible thing is that this is a thing that could be used for good, and my mind immediately went to like, oh, I could use that. Like, how terrible is that, dude? I thought to myself, I was like, like the janitor, like in every, okay, let's put it this way. Like in every like high school rom-com or whatever, like any high school thing, the janitor is always the one who's accused of some stuff. And like, he ends up being the one that you could trust the whole time. And you kidding me? Because he's got the most keys. Have you seen that guy? He's got the keys to everything. He's the key to everything. Like, same with like the janitor, like the cleaning ladies. They got keys to everything, dude. Don't mess with them, man. They could get your stuff if they want to, but they don't because they're trustworthy people, man. I don't know, man. I'm just saying. I think if you got a lot of keys, you got a lot of like responsibility, and somebody trusted you with that. You know what I mean? Somebody trusted you with that, and I don't know. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, I thought to myself, I was like, what if I just bought a bunch of keys? Then people would trust me. I mean, I don't think I'd buy like a janitor outfit or anything because that'd be weird to wear around in like public, but I think subconsciously people would just be like, yeah, that dude, for sure. Yeah, here, can you hold this for me? I get a lot of that though, which I don't really want to do that because then I have to hold stuff for people. And maybe I just don't want that responsibility, Maybe if they see me with the keys, they're like, man, that dude? All right, hey, I'm going to trust him with this. And they're just You imagine? So if I start having keys and then all of a sudden, like, everybody's just like, hey, I don't know why, but like, I just feel like I want to tell you, like, when I was really little, like, dude, start lacing like heavy stuff on me because I have all these keys and I'm like, oh man, this is not going the way. This is not going the way I thought it would. Oh man, dude. Oh, if you have too many keys, you hold a lot of secrets. So stupid, but that's what I think. That's what I think about. That's the stuff I think about while I'm just walking around and stuff. I think about, man, if you Oh my god. Oh man. Oh, it's so stupid, but I love it. It's just, I don't know, man. I think it's a real thing. I think it's a real thing. I think if you got a lot of keys, you hold a lot of secrets, and people are gonna tell you stuff that you may or may not want to know, but now you know it and you can't unknow it. That's the thing. That's the thing. You know, I wrote on here too. Like, it's been a minute since I recorded one of these because I had a lot going on. But, yeah, my dudes, my dudes and dudettes, gotta be inclusive with my language. Yeah. So one of the things that I did between last time I recorded and this time I recorded is I went to a Indian casino, and man, usually I'm not like that. Like, I'm pretty. It's weird. Like, when I'm gambling, like, I don't know. Like, I don't like spend a lot of money because obviously, you know, you got to risk whatever you put down on the table. But man, I could not win. I literally could not win the whole weekend. Not once. Like, I didn't. Every single time I placed a bet down, I lost. It was crazy. It was crazy. And it was one of those where I really did catch myself getting into the mentality of like, dude, I couldn't possibly lose again. Like, on some level, like, even if it's like a 75% chance I'm going to lose this game because that's how Vegas odds are or whatever, there's no way I could lose again because I've lost more than 75% of the time. And I was like, wow, that's what like a addictive gambler must feel like, dude. Because I literally was just like, all right, man, I'm gonna place this bet because there's no way I could possibly lose again. Like, I lost every bet I played, dude. It was wild. It got to a point where like I didn't even, like, I went with my dad and my brother, and like I didn't even want to place bets when they were placing bets because like if I place this shit, they're gonna lose. Like, we're all gonna lose. Like, I'm gonna lose because I cannot win this weekend, and they're gonna lose because they're with me. So and then every time I would back off, they would win. And so it got to a point too where I was like, dude, I don't know what happened here, but I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop for the weekend because I cannot hemorrhage any more money. And it's all good. I had a good time either way. You know, like I was walking around, I had a good time, and we had a good time with family and stuff. So it wasn't about the gambling, but man, I could not win. It was crazy. And the other crazy thing was I didn't know this, but like, so whenever I typically gamble, I go to Vegas because it's just like that's where you do it. And so I didn't know this, but like in Vegas, I don't know if you know this, but in Vegas, when you're at a table and you're playing and they're taking your money from you, they bring you free stuff. What, pretty much like whatever the hell you want. I mean, on some level, like they'll bring you any kind of drink you want, and water's for free. You gotta tip your waitress, but other than that, it's like everything's free. Whatever you want, because you're wasting money and they're getting your money. So they're like, all right, cool. So I was I was at the Indian casino and I was sitting there and we were like playing and stuff. And man, it was a rough weekend. I started losing. I'm like, I'm losing. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get some free drinks out of this though because I'm losing, so I might as well get something out of it. And so I'm sitting there playing, and I'm losing, and I'm sitting there playing, and I'm like, all right. And I you know, I hailed my waitress. Like, hey, hailed waitress. No. Whoa. Dude, I hope you guys could hear that. That was crazy. My Google Home was like, started talking to me when I said, "Hey, waitress." That's a trip because you're not a waitress, Google. Anyways, robots are gonna take over our worlds, and yeah, I never even thought that would be a problem while recording the podcast because I was never gonna say the command to make it happen, but apparently he thinks I talked to it. That was crazy. So I hailed my waitress. waitress. I don't want that thing to happen again. So I hailed my waitress, and she came over. She brings me. She goes, yeah, wait, what do you want? And I was like, oh, can I get I forget what I ordered, like a beer or something, or like a Jack and Coke or something. And she's like, okay, cool. Da da da. Leaves, comes back, and then when she comes back, I'm like, oh, thank you. And I grabbed the drink from her. I place it down, and I'm playing, so I'm engaged at the table. And I hand her like a couple bucks for like her tip. She goes, actually, she literally she taps me on the shoulder, and I'm like in the middle of a hand, so I'm like, what? And she goes, actually, it's $7.25. And for a minute, I was like, I thought she was questioning the tip I gave her, and I was like, dude, I gave you like a couple bucks. Like, I mean, this is what this is. Like, I tip you for bringing it to me. But I was like, what? I was like, what do you mean your tip is $7.25? The drink couldn't even cost that much at the bar. And then the guy next to me goes, oh yeah, he saw my face, and he was like, because I wasn't gonna say anything like rude to her, but I was gonna be like, what do you mean? And the guy next to me saw my face, and he goes, oh yeah, no, you have to pay for drinks here. And I was just like, what? Like, what? So, anyways, I lost even more money because I had to pay for all my drinks and pay for all my stuff. And that was a bum out because since when you're gambling, do you have to pay for drinks? Anyways, so I don't like Indian casinos anymore. That's just where I'm at with it. And I hope that the Indian mob doesn't I don't know. That's messed up that I would say that. But I don't know I hope that nothing ever happens because of it. Because, when you're in an Indian casino, man, I don't know if you know this, but they have their own laws, man. That's like being in another country. You mess up on an Indian casino, doesn't matter that you're an American. They don't care. They don't, your laws are not their laws. They do whatever they want because it's their land. Why? Because, we genocided them when we got here. I say we, not me. I didn't do that. But, that's what happened when people got here. They genocided the Indian. Anyway, terrible. Downer. Supposed to be a funny podcast. Anyway, yeah, but so that's what happened. And I don't know if you know that history, but that's real life. And, anyways, yeah, so I lost a lot of money that weekend. That was not a positive weekend for me. I don't know if I was joking around though. All that was to get to this bit right here where I was joking with my brother, and I was like, dude, I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this. I don't even care. I think it's a funny bit, so whatever. But I was like, I don't know, dude. I just kept losing. I kept losing, and I half seriously, half jokingly, I was like, dude, I don't know what Indian burial ground I accidentally desecrated, but I cannot win a single thing this weekend. I cannot win a single thing this weekend, dude. And we just started laughing. I was like, man, I gotta just stop playing this weekend. So anyways, me and Indian casinos apparently don't vibe. It was beautiful though. The land was cool, but I had fun, Palm Springs, but man, I could not win. It was just a thing. I could not win. I must have accidentally somewhere along the line disturbed some spirits and got some bad luck, but I don't know, man. That was a real thing. Oh, dude, another thing I wanted to talk about was I don't do segues, so just get used to that. Just right now, turn it off in your mind that there will ever be a segue because there is no segues. There's no segues. I don't ride a Segway. Segways are dumb. They got two wheels. You lean forward, it keeps going. I don't do that. I don't do hoverboards either. That's weird. Don't do hoverboards. Don't do Segways. Anyways, moving on to the next thing. So anyone who knows me or my dad, honestly, the more I do this podcast, the more I realize me and my dad are the same person. Anyways, so the more I do this podcast, I'm the same person as my dad. That's just something you also need to get in your brain right now. Know that me and my dad, we are twins. I'm a clone of him. That's actually a real thing. That's how DNA works. Anyways, so I'm so much like my dad because me and my dad both, we burst into doors. I don't walk into a room. I burst into a room, period. That's what I do. I don't ask for permission. I just throw the door open. I don't know why but it's just always been in me. That's what I do. I think maybe because I see my dad do it all my life. He just enters a room. Obviously sometimes I knock, if it's clearly there might be a privacy issue, but if it's a room that I'm allowed to go into, I just burst that thing open. And honestly, sometimes I do it so I ram with my shoulder. Like I just, like I'm attacking the door. I don't know why, but I do that. And I don't know if it's subconsciously because I'm like, dude, if somebody opens the door the other way, I'm going to get slammed. And I got to be ready for it. Don't know. Don't know what that is in me. But like I get so aggressive with doors. And so the other day, I was walking into his office. And I didn't realize that it was past 5 o'clock. He's got these big, heavy wood doors at his office. And so I go to walk in and I didn't realize it was past 5 o'clock. So I go to open it. And dude, I ate it so hard. So hard. Like I just imagine somebody full sprinting into a door and just like, that's what happened to me. Like, boo! Oh, like you can hear me groan through the door. The receptionist started laughing on the other end because she was like, "Oh," like because she locked the door because it's past 5 o'clock, so she's wrapping up what she's got to do. She's got to go home. She's got a kid. Like, and that's fine, but I was just like, I slammed into the thing, and oh my god, it was so funny. And the funniest part is that I have a key to the door. So I could have avoided that whole situation by just being a normal human trying to open the door, and then just I had like a mark on my face, dude, for like half the day because I bumped it so hard. Oh man, I probably had like a micro concussion or whatever they call that stuff. It was gnarly, but it was so funny, and it's all because I can't enter a door normally, dude. I gotta burst in because it's so much better. Here's why. Because it's so much better to burst into a room than to just walk into a room because you command a presence. I don't know, man. I think this is all subconscious in my mind, but I think when I walk in a room, it's just that weird, crappy little like theater kid in me where it's like I gotta like, hey, what's up? Like I gotta command attention. I think that's the problem, man. I'm psychoanalyzing myself now, but yeah, dude, I don't know. I burst in and oh my gosh. I don't know. I really think I probably micro concussed myself. I don't even know if that's a real word, but like it wasn't a full blown concussion, but man, I nailed myself. All because I can't control myself. I can't do it. I don't know, man. I think I want to keep these a little bit shorter, but a little bit shorter podcast just because I think, 35 to 40 minutes, 45 minutes is probably good. I think an hour last time I did it was a little long. So I'll probably wrap it up soon here. But man, especially since I don't have any ads or anything like that. This is just pure unadulterated Rene. Pure unadulterated Rene on the Once More with Feeling podcast. I feel like that would be a great ad for myself. Anyways. Yeah, so this other thing I was thinking about the other day was like, you ever just feel like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like a lot of people work in offices and stuff like that. And there was this thing, and I remember I was thinking to myself, like, I was in an office and like a while back, and I was like in a cubicle, and I was just like, working in, and you build relationships with people that you work with, and you talk to them, and you're like, you just talk to them about stuff like life and whatever, and you get close with them, and they kind of become your friends and whatever. And you got work friends, and you tell them the stuff that like you wouldn't tell anybody else. Like it's so weird. Like you tell people at work that like kind of weirdly should barely know you. They know like everything about you, and it's because you work so much with them like during the day, I guess. But the other thing I thought was so funny was like we treat like I was sitting there in the cubicle, and I was like. And I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, man, like, people, like, I think, I don't know if it's because wow, can I get a thought out? Anyways, wow, my brain was off. My brain literally, like, nope, rebooting. Yeah. So, what I was trying to say was that I feel like when you're in a cubicle, I think part of the reason why you tell this person so much stuff is because when you're in a cubicle, it's like being in a confessional. Hear me out. Don't stay right there. Don't move. Hear me out. This is why I think this way. Because it's like you're sitting there and you're doing something else. So it's like subconscious. So you're talking to the other person who's in the cubicle next to you. But like there's a partition, like a confessional. There's a partition. You can't see the person. You want to, like you have these things rolling around in your brain and you got to get it out. And so you start saying this stuff and you're like, hey, man, or they ask you, how's your weekend? And you're like, it was good. But then really you want to say it was bad because it's, my boyfriend, whatever. And so you start talking and you say stuff you wouldn't normally say to somebody, even just in conversation over lunch, because you're not looking at them, dude. You're not looking at them. There's like a fake veil of like anonymity. And so you start saying stuff. You're like, yeah, I don't know, actually. It was kind of like this. And like, what do you think about this? Because, man, when my girlfriend did this or when my boyfriend did this, it's like, I felt this way about it. Am I going crazy? Am I whatever? And it's you talk about this stuff that it's like, why would you even, this person doesn't know me. I don't hang out with them outside of this. The only reason we're both here is because we're getting paid or whatever, or we're both working on something. And like, it's not because I chose this person by any means, but like, you just do. Like, you share this stuff, and I really think it's like a confessional. I mean, being in there's like being in a confessional. I don't know if any of you all are religious or if you ever been in a confessional before, but it's a lot like that. You sit down with somebody you barely know, and you sit down, and you start talking, and they go, what's going on in your life? Like, what you got going on that's like not good? And you just get right to it, and you start talking to them, and you would tell them stuff that you don't even like, or you wouldn't even tell anybody else. And it's because you can't see their face. And I just think that's super weird. So cubicles are like confessionals, man. And that's real. And you could either accept it or you could not accept it. But it's the truth. And if you're not accepting it, you're in denial. And you need to go confess that stuff. I'm just telling you right now, that's the truth. And you got to accept it. Or don't. But you're lying to yourself. You're lying, man. That's all I got to say. Girl, why you lying? Girl, why you lying? You always lying, Mufasa. Anyway, man, that was a little Childish Gambino. Girl, why you lying, Mufasa? So I think I'm gonna wrap this thing up. A little bit different today. It is what it is. I'm not apologizing for nothing. I think we had some funny moments. I think we had some serious moments. I think it is what it is. I think this is the Once More Feeling podcast. And I've said what I want to say. This is going to be out soon in the real world. And I just wanted to say, if you made it this far, you probably like what I'm doing. So I don't have any ads or anything like that right now. So probably for a while. So if you like it, just like wherever you're streaming this or listening to it, what's on podcast, like it, review it, leave a comment, whatever that is. I really should be doing that on every podcast ad. This is the first one I've ever said it. And if you like it, just, somehow support me. You know how to do it at this point. I don't need to sit here and babysit you or whatever, but, share it with somebody or like it. Those always help, dude. Helps the algorithms that be. I feel like when you say algorithm, it means like this little capricious god. But, it helps me with algorithms and stuff like that. Get seen, get heard. This is just for me. This is just for you. It's just for us to flip around on, just have a good time, mess around. But, it's always fun when more people hear it. If you like it, share it. Anyways, just thanks for listening. Thanks for listening to my crazy ass rants. That's it. See you in a week. Peace. Once more. It's reading. Try that again.